Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third and final webinar in our Back to School webinar series that we've been running for the past month. And to finish off strong, we are doing one with BEA. I think it's one of the first where a recruitment company and a bank have come together to try and make these services easier for foreigners like us in China. So just a bit of housekeeping. It is so good to see some people that have been here throughout the series. I saw Stella there again, and people that I know, Bree, hi Bree, Will, Charming. Thank you so much, and Friday, I've seen you as well, Samantha. So thank you so much for making the effort to come back. Hopefully that means the webinars have been good for you, and we're going to do this one in the same way. So a little bit of housekeeping is mics off just to make sure that there's no background noise so you can hear everything that we're saying. Cameras on or off, it's up to you. Sometimes on, we can interact a bit more, but completely up to you. And as we're saying, hey Will, hey Stella, if you want, chat box is the same, chat box is open. We want it to be as interactive and engaging and useful for you as possible. So I've asked a few questions before about where you're zooming in from, but today I'd like to know from the people that are in China, who do you currently bank with? So who do you currently have an account with in China? So we know a few of the big banks, but if you can type that in the chat box, so we know. So we've got ICBC there from Denise, Bank of China, Construction Bank, BOC. Brilliant. That's perfect. So give it a go in the chat box. Don't be scared, and then you'll feel that you can ask questions as we go through the webinar. So without further ado, and we are going to do a first that thankfully Rose figured out. We're going to do a poll in a bit as well. So please do take part in that as well. So as we said, this webinar is brought to you by Totally Teach and with our partners BEA. It's been a pleasure working with BEA. It's one of the first partnerships, and unless someone has seen before, you can correct me if I'm wrong, where we really want to improve and ease and make it so that foreigners feel that China can be their home long term. And speaking from experience, the bank account part is normally the half a day job where you think you're going in with all your paperwork and there's always something missing. It takes hours and hours and you don't really know why it takes that long, but it does. And you're sitting there on the spinny chair wondering, is my account open? Is it not? And then suddenly it's all done, but you don't really know what's happened. And BA are here to solve all of these pain points and more. So without further ado, let's introduce who's going to be speaking or who you will see on your screens today. Me, obviously, a few of you know me already, but my name's Rowena. I'm the owner of Totally Teach. We've been operating for over 7 years now in China and more recently in a few other countries to give teachers as many options as possible to find their perfect match for a teaching position. We've got Joanne. Joanne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jo. Please just call me Jo. And I am delighted to be here this afternoon to help to introduce the Bank of East Asia to you and the wonderful account that they have set up. I think I am one of their very first onboarded. And I can assure you that after 30 years of living in China, the banking experience now is amazingly different, very positive, and it is an incredible stress reliever. And to be honest, it's not that so long ago I used it. I was sitting on a beach. I picked up my app, my phone, and in literally a couple of clicks and taps, I was able to transfer money around the world. So I can assure you it's a really exciting new account that they have. And I do keep track of all of the other banks in China to see who, if anyone else, has something similar. It's part of my business as well to do that. And I can assure you there is, at this point in time, and I certainly don't see it happening in the future, no one who even comes close to having the entire suite of services for the expat community that BA has spent years putting together. So it's really an exciting change in the market here for you. And I'm delighted to be able to share this with you.
Thank you, Jo. And Jo will be available throughout the webinar as well. And also afterwards, if you do decide to open an account, Jo is there as support and as living proof of what the accounts can do. And we also have Pete. Pete, do you want to say hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm going to share more later.
Yeah, Pete's going to do the main presentation and Ophelia as well. Do you want to say hello, Ophelia?
Hi, hello everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm a specialist from the Bank of East Asia. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So the agenda for today is all about how you can open an account, what it means to open an account, what it means to be a customer with BA, and everything that they can offer. The same things as the last webinars, we'll have a Q&A. At the end, we are going to attempt to share a video during the presentation, but we'll see. There's always tech issues, but we'll give it a go. Why not? We'll give it a try. And at the end, you do have the option to register your interest with BA to open an account and be directly connected with someone from the bank. It's not just a form or just a robot, which again is just one of the things that is different about BA. So without further ado, I think, Jo, you said a bit about the introduction. Do you want to say anything else, or shall we hand the reins over to Pete?
No, I think let's just go straight to Pete. He will deliver some very exciting news for you about the service.
Brilliant. Okay, Pete, are you ready? Spotlight's on you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Peter from the Bank of East Asia, BEA. First of all, thank you, Totally Teach, for inviting me, and it's my pleasure to be here today. And thank you all for joining us today. So let's get started. I may take a few minutes to have an introduction to BEA. Actually, BA is a Hong Kong bank. We are old enough. Actually, we are over 100 years old. We have the largest local branch level in Hong Kong. We are listed on the Hong Kong SE. In China, we are the leading foreign bank, especially in branch network. We cover more than 30 cities in China. And our consolidated assets was over $100 billion as of 2024. Okay, next page. If you want to understand more about our background, you can visit our own BA Museum in Shanghai. It's our oldest branch in China. Besides, BA has continued to break many innovation records. You can look at the slide here. We are the first mortgage, first debit card, first credit card. Okay, next slide, please. Apart from China and Hong Kong, we also have overseas branches like Singapore, LA, New York, but our focus should be in China and Hong Kong. Okay, next slide, please. Here is our global network, and we have over 8,000 staff in total. So on 120 outlets. Next slide, please. I'm going to have a quick sharing about the background of the Expat banking. I was born in Hong Kong, and I've been working in China since 2011. Actually, I fully understand that there's a difficulty and pain points for all the new expats, especially from the banking service, because I'm also one of the expat here. First of all, definitely you need a bank account in China, because you would have difficulty by paying cash, even in a restaurant or convenience store. Second, you may have difficulty in bank account opening and credit card application in China. Language is an issue, and the communication cost is high. Most of the local banks prefer their client to complete the bank transactions through the mobile apps. Unfortunately, most local banks do not have English version in their mobile apps, WeChat mini program. Third, there's a regulation in foreign exchange, and fund transfer out of China. The process is a bit complicated. You may need to provide certain supporting document every time when you do the transaction. This is a very important part. I will share more details later. Because of the pain point that I just mentioned, that's why I'm here today. Recently, BA has launched the Expat banking service, providing the one-stop shop Expat banking service to all expats. Ophelia will share the video. Hopefully we can do it smoothly because we're worrying about the bandwidth, but we can just have a try. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can give it a go. So just quickly before that, I want to ask, because Yusuf's asked a really good question. The cities in China that BA have branches. Obviously, we know that there's a few branches in Shanghai and Hangzhou, I've heard us talk about before. Pete, can you answer that? There's a branch in Hangzhou or Ophelia?
Yeah, we do. We have Hangzhou, Suzhou, most of the first and second tier city in China.
Yeah,
Actually,
Guangzhou,
all first and second.
Shenzhen.
Of course, we have a very strong branch network in Greater Bay Area, especially in Guangdong.
Perfect. So if anyone wants to check a particular city, then please pop it in the chat box and we can ask later. Okay, so we're going to attempt the video now, everyone. Fingers crossed. Ready, Ophelia?
Okay.
Okay, not
Okay, we
bad.
go back to
Hopefully everyone saw that. We will, as with the other webinars, send a summary and we will endeavour to include the video there so you can watch at your own pleasure as well. But thank you very much. So I'll hand back over to you, Pete, to go into a bit more detail about what BA can do for expats.
Okay, let me continue. Here is the framework of the global banking service, which covers 4 key areas. But today we may just focus to the left-hand side, including the salary-based FX, credit card, and the fourth one is the global transfer. Is more relevant to the topic today. Next slide, please. Normally, the local banks would request the client to visit the branches in person for all foreign exchange or global transfer requests. So here he or she is required to fill out different application forms and submit the supporting document, including employment contract, pay slip, bank statement, etc., so that the bank has complete their own their job in due diligence. But in fact, the end-to-end process is quite time-consuming, and the customer experience is not very good. The client may visit the branches few times due to the missing document. So recently, we just launched the new function we call Celebrate Ethics in our mobile app. So client is quite simple. Customer just need to set up the ethics quota in once, and the client could complete the ethics instruction and the global transfer anytime, anywhere. So it's totally different. For the traditional way, you need to go to branch, but now if you register successfully through our mobile app, you could do it anytime, anywhere. So this is the service that we are going to share. Next slide, please. Of course, I'm not going to share the details about the credit card, mortgage, commercial loan, but BA, of course, is part of our service. If you have any needs in credit, especially in credit card. Recently, we are cooperating with the Visa. So if anyone interested to the credit card, we can share more details with you guys. Next slide. The time deposit interest rate, actually we have a very good offer, especially in USD time deposit. For example, we are offering 4% 6-month time deposit. Of course, we also cover different currency like pound, Hong Kong dollar, or yen, or etc. the main currency. Next
Brilliant.
page.
So I'll just stop you there, Pete, and ask a few more questions. Easy ones where branches are. Can we just give a tick to Beijing?
Yeah.
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 Of course.
Kunshan?
Kunshan.
Kunshan.
Next to Suzhou.
Next to Suzhou, yeah.
Yeah, we have Suzhou will cover Kunshan. Yeah, actually very
Yeah.
close.
Dalian?
Yes, we have branch there.
In actual fact, BEA has the widest network nationally in China of any international bank for sure.
Fantastic. Great. Okay, I'll hand back over to you, Pete.
Okay, so after you complete the foreign exchange from CNY to foreign currency, actually, of course, you have needs to do the global transfer. Apart from the traditional way like SWIFT, so we also have another channel we call MasterCard channel. So actually, the cost will be lower. I think it's just $25 per transaction, and it's real time. So it's up to you. I mean, we are providing more options for the global transfer. Okay, next slide. In case anyone interested to the property market in China, of course, we support like mortgage, like you need to you are going to sell out the property and you need to do the FX and remit out to your back to your home country. We will provide the transaction banking service.
Yeah, and I think that that's important now, because before it would have been kind of out of a lot of foreigners' maybe remit or thought process, but now expats that are staying in China, they want more things to help them settle properly. And I know personally that there are more people buying properties in China, even as buying cars and being able to drive within China instead of getting the metro and DDs all the time. And so services like this, and to know that it's a one-stop shop with BA, and that you can get from a credit card to a loan to a mortgage to buy a property as an expat in China with that support, I think is huge and really affects how you can see yourself staying in the country for many years. So it might not be an option now for you, but in the long term, we can all think about it.
Yeah, of course, we have our mobile app in English version, so it's more easier for expat to place any instruction through the mobile apps. Next slide. So actually, we have different rewards recognized by the digital banking service. I'll not walk through the details. Next, yeah. So here is our key highlight. So as I just share salary-based FX and global transfer, credit card should be the key product that we are going to focus for Expat banking service. So we can jump to the Q&A in case anyone have any question to us.
Yeah, I
Or
think it's great. I'll
you
keep
want to
this
supplement?
slide up for a moment so everyone can have a look at everything that BA can offer. Rose, do you want to put the poll up and people can give us a quick answer on what do you find? Well, I'll let the poll go up first.
Yeah, perhaps while the poll is coming up, I can just speak a little to this one slide that you see up. This really reflects what I was saying earlier, which is the all-in-one service that BEA has. You will find some of the other local banks are offering one or two of the services, but no one has the complete package for the expat. And that has what I have found to be fantastic. It really has been a stress reliever for me to know that I can actually enjoy banking and I can do it in a few minutes rather than have to plan ahead, as Rowena had alluded to earlier.
Yeah, and I think that what we're trying to do with the poll is to see or to ask all of you on the call, what do you struggle with the most? And that will directly then be able to address that in the Q&A with BA. But I think there's some great questions in the chat box already that we're going to go through, Peter, Philia and Joe. And I think that when I heard about this, especially the locational aspect of opening an account and the support that you can get is huge. And when I've spoken, because there's the obviously teachers themselves, but there's also the schools, because if you think of when there's multiple teachers opening accounts, especially for the first time in China, someone has to go with them to half a day off. But if someone can go to the school and open these accounts with multiple teachers at one time, that's a huge plus for the principal, the HR, and everyone. And imagine not having to leave, and you can do it in school hours. And because some schools actually won't give you the time off to go, you have to take that as half a day leave. And who wants to take half a day leave to go to the bank? Like, you have a lot of other things that you'd probably want to take half a day leave to go and do. So I think that that's huge, and I would definitely want to highlight that about BEA and think that's something really different that you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's right, Rowena. It also speaks to the innovation. You know, the bank has a small team, but a very dedicated team who is constantly looking for new innovations that they can bring to the expat account. You know, one of the first things when I started working with them was that everything had to be in English. And it took, you know, nearly 18 months to get to that point. But I wouldn't say it's 100%, but it's about 99.99% of the way there.
Yes, nothing's perfect, is it, anywhere, but at least the good intentions are there. Okay, so from the poll, we will share it and go through some questions in the meantime. So first of all, this is, we'll just touch on Ophelia. If anyone wants to screenshot Ophelia's details, obviously, like I say, all of this will be sent to you as well. But Ophelia, do you want to quickly?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. I'm Ophelia, a specialist from the Bank of East Asia. Together with Peter, we focus on providing good financial services to expats. Yeah, and I'm very happy to see you in the video, and I'm very happy that you are coming to China. In the future, if you have any questions about banking services, especially for the personal banking, you are welcome to communicating with me at any time. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So we've got a lot of questions coming in. So let me go back up to one of the first ones I believe Denise asked. Yeah, which is a good one. So if your BA bank card expires and you're not in China, can BA ship a replacement card to you outside of China?
Can I just clarify, when they're talking about a card, understanding that everything is on a mobile app, or is the question specifically relating to credit cards?
Denise, is it like a debit card you're referring to?
Yeah,
would
I'm
imagine.
talking about the actual card that comes with your account, because usually you have a debit card that is issued and then you can use that at ATMs and so on internationally. And what happened was during COVID, I was stuck outside of the country and I couldn't get a replacement card. And it was really, really challenging because all my money was stuck. And even with access to the banking app, because I didn't have a valid card, I couldn't do anything.
Really good
Okay.
question.
Well, I
Thanks,
can
Denise.
say with mine, because I'm registered for the salary-based FX, I hardly have to use the card. In terms of making payments at least, and putting money into my local account or sending payments for bills offshore, I can do all of that now through the app. So I don't have to go to a machine, draw out any cash to be able to pay anyone anything anymore.
Okay, because how it works is I actually get points from my government if I swipe the Chinese card in my country. So it's more beneficial for me to use the Chinese card for day-to-day things where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
We can
afraid I can't answer that, but you know, if Pete and Affiliate can't address it now, we'll circle back for sure. Pete, Affiliate, do you know?
It depends on our overseas branch network, but I think this is more about the security issue if we post the debit card to your home directly or to overseas somewhere we don't have any branches coverage.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did notice that there weren't any branches or affiliates where I'm from, so I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
But
in
you.
if
South
you-
Africa, right, Denise?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you travel to Hong Kong, I think it's doable. If you are in Hangzhou and you want to get a card from Beijing branch, I think it's doable. But if you are in Africa, I think we have challenge to post the card to Africa because we don't know where the card will be, right? If someone take it
Yeah.
away, so it's kind of security issue, and the bank will take the responsibility.
So maybe
Anyway.
the closest I would be able to arrange it is in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hong Kong or other city in China.
Yeah. But I think
Pete,
that's a really good question, and definitely something that when we send the summary, if we can look into that for Denise, because we have a lot of teachers that are from and go back to South Africa, and if you collect points from using your card, then that's really good. And obviously, in an ideal world, you'll have the card and it will all work out. But if it doesn't, it's good to have the plan or what you would have to do. So I think it's a really good question in a scenario that could happen. So I think after the webinar, Pete and Ophelia will definitely go back and find out more, and we will pop that in the summary when we email it over next week. So thank you, Denise, and thank you for your interaction too. One of the other questions from Will, and it was, I think, asked again. I see Pete here, but in case people aren't checking the chat box, Will asked, are the bank statements in English? And Pete answered that yes, they are, which is amazing. From the polls, surprisingly, so obviously you all saw the options: sending money abroad, long wait times at the bank, limited access to services such as credit cards, short bank opening hours, language barriers, or something else. And an overwhelming 43% voted that they actually have limited access to services such as credit cards. Thank you, Rose. Here we go. Here's the results. And I think that speaks for what we've trying to do the presentation on, and mentioning about how expats can feel like China is their home, because when is difficult to get things like this, which is much easier in your own country, you do always kind of feel like you're a guest. So I think that that's I think that would be really good, Pete. Maybe we could, because I think Samantha asked about more information regarding the credit card as well. Would it be possible to do that, to go into a little bit more detail about the credit card that is available through BA for expats?
Yeah, or let's just share about the threshold for applying the credit card in China. If you successfully complete the registration of the self-pay ethics, we are going to offer the credit card, but the credit limit will be based on your credit bill records. So at least we can offer the credit card, but we cannot promise the credit limit because it's based on your previous record. So this is the basic threshold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
again,
think
what we'll do.
Yeah,
Sorry, Jo.
Winnie, but I can just elaborate a little on that. You know, essentially, the bank needs to learn a little more about your credit history. So after perhaps 3 to 6 months, when they have an idea on more of your spending patterns and so on, it may be possible to review and revise upwards credit limits. But at the very beginning, it can be a bit more difficult to do. It's challenging. But I've found in my experience that's not much different in the US, in Europe and Australia for that matter.
Brilliant. And because you said in Australia, Jo, with the branches in America, Pete, are all the services the same? Ronald is asking for banking assistance. Is it the same as what we're talking about here in China?
Let me take a look at the question. The branches pay with a free service account. I think we have a web office in America, but if you have any issue for the account from of the BA China, you can email to the relationship manager. For example, if you need to update your passport record or ID, address, etc., we can leverage our overseas web office like America or UK, I just mentioned earlier. Is fine for the administration, maintenance, account maintenance services is fine.
And actually, that's one thing that I think we should also point out that I enjoy about the service. I'm not having to depend on a chatbot, either in my app or, you know, if I'm using my laptop anymore. You have a very real person who is your relationship manager. And mine is absolutely wonderful. You know, I have her connected on WeChat. I find her extremely responsive, and usually within minutes she comes back, and it just makes any issues, you know, resolved very, very quickly. It makes such a difference to have that personal service and a face-to-face service rather than even an avatar or the chatbot, which doesn't necessarily work.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's not maybe people already do have with their current bank, but I know that I was never able to access someone directly from the bank on my WeChat that could speak English, or if I had any issues or just to ask questions and things like that. And
Yeah.
Denise asked, is it always the same person that will help you with banking issues in China? I know you've kept the same one, Jo.
Yes, you have assigned to you will be your own individual dedicated relationship manager. So they are truly there to establish and develop a relationship with you. So it's not a, you know, 400 hotline number and someone you speak to that is different every time. It is your own person. So in many ways, they're trying to combine for expats here a cross between private banking and regular day-to-day banking. And I'm finding it's working very, very well. And that is definitely a point of differentiation amongst all other banks here.
Yeah, and you've never had to pay anything to have access to her, have you, Joe?
No, it's all part of the service.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think for when I heard that was a huge plus. The fact that branch managers can come to locations of your choice. You don't have to go to the branch. That you can have someone come to the school. I think that's a huge plus point. Plus then all of the services that BA can provide, and especially being able to send money home after you have registered and done all the documents via your app, and not have to queue every time and bring all the documents again to the bank, I think is huge. So I think for the Q&A, what we'll do is we'll put it all in a summary for everyone, because I think banking in general, I think it can be quite specific as well. So we have here we go again. So if you would like to register, please just scan the QR code and you will go through to BA's account managers and be dealt with. But also please feel free to add affiliate. We're going to put the contact details in the summary as well. So you do have direct access to Ophelia, and she will then navigate the process of opening an account or finding out more information about anything with BA. There obviously are initially a list of documents that you need to provide when opening the account for the first time, but you are supported and helped throughout the process. It's not a case of, oh, this is the list and there you go. The staff at BA are really supportive and will help you to collect these documents, or if there's an issue, to try and navigate options and alternatives around that. But it is still a bank in China, so there are certain regulations and things that everyone needs to show. So we will finish up by just saying a big thank you again to everyone that has come along to this webinar, to the other webinars throughout the whole series. Huge thank you for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. And the last thing in China for Totally Teach is this is what we are trying to do. People trust us and trust our integrity, and have done for the past 7 years, to find them teaching positions. But what we are doing now is showing that you can trust us to help you with your life here in China, with things that are listed on the screen in front of you. We had great success this summer with pet relocation. People that know me know that I have a zoo, rescued dogs from China. So it's a personal thing that I love to be able to help our teachers do as well. From housing, we can put you in touch with housing agents, document and visa support, all the way down to obviously a bank account setup, and that is exclusively with BA through Totally Teach. So we are here to help you beyond just finding a teaching job. The market has changed, so if we can't or haven't been able to, we can help you with other things as well, with trusted partners that we have used ourselves. So again, big thank you to everyone. We will send a summary as always after this webinar, and at least it's a bit of a shorter one today, but I know that it's always an evening after work, and I hope that most people have started this week or last week, so I hope everyone's weeks are going well at their current schools, new schools, whatever's going on. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to a member of the Totally Teach team, and we can connect you again to Ophelia or anyone else that you'd like to speak to. We're here to support you, and I hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you again for joining. We really appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Hi, bye-bye.